Welcome back. Now, growing up and becoming independent is one of the most important jobs of childhood. As children learn to do more for themselves, they become more confident. They feel good about themselves and they are more able to relate with other children. So we ask, at what age should you start to teach your child independence? To give us your view, you can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. And that's 2 C's, TVC Connect. And please hashtag your view TVC so that we can read your tweets. Later on, we're going to have an expert who is in house to teach us the steps on how to actually achieve this independence. But first, we wanted to just hear your own experiences and hear the experience of our viewers, those who have been able to teach their children some kind of independence. How did you do it, and what steps did you take? So, who wants to go first? Why do you want to start with you, since you are the one with the oldest child here?
Grandma.
You're the grandma here.
Grandma to be.
Well, the way I taught my daughter to be independent was, it's like they say you can give someone a fish or teach how to fish. I prefer they teach how to fish. Because I always think, especially like you, very religious people, you say, you think, God help me, God help me. But you see, God has given us eyes, ears, hands. He has given us the ability to do things. It's now for us to implement it. He's not going to come and teach you how to write. He's not going to teach you how you can pray. Yes, I pray, but I will not sit down and lie at home and say,
Why can you pray?
Yeah,
of course I pray.
The creator.
Oh, wow.
I will not sit down and say, I'm not going to do anything with my life. I will just be praying. God will just look at you and say, this one it's a non-starter. It's the same way you take your child to school. A lot of parents, I know they want to be peeping into the classroom, going to the classroom. Well, leave your child.
Sometimes
the same way God has left you.
Sometimes children have that special, they need that special or additional attention, because when I was growing up, I know parents, sometimes they used to come do the extra just to help the kids grow up. But for me, I don't know about you, let me start with you before you come to me. So how did you?
Well, I have 2 3.5-year-old kids, and I think that, like, most women tend to shelter, most mothers or parents tend to shelter their children, over-shelter them when they are really small. And I realized when they went to school and did the school health, which is to check them and check if their developmental milestones are being met, that my children at 2+ were not eating by themselves, because I felt I'll feed them and I'll feed them better. They won't stain anything. That when I realized that was a way to measure milestone, I got back home and now started forcing them. You are 2.5. Start eating by yourself. And for me, that was, and they started, and I noticed that within a day or two, they were handling the spoon and they got better with it. And I think some small little things that are independent at that stage for your child at that level. And even as they get older, laying the bed, if you scatter the bed, you lay the bed back. Even if they don't lay well, they stretch it. So for me, that is also teaching independence, that you take responsibility for your negative actions, as well as you get praised for the good ones you...
For me, what I noticed about children at a very tender age, they are excited about doing things by themselves. But I'm happy that you raised something up. You said that you were afraid so that they don't get things messy. A lot of parents are like, let the person not, you have to, that is why the children will be children. They want to mess up everywhere. They want to, but in that messing up, they are learning something. Now, my own children, at very, very young age, they had started washing plates, not because I even had a nanny, but I wanted them to understand that
you need to, a young age.
Yeah, like 4. Some people don't allow their children to start to enter the kitchen.
As well.
My son at age 7 had already started. He knows how to light the gas cooker and boil eggs. You understand? And make breakfast. At least he can make fried eggs, tea and bread for himself. You see? However, if you don't allow them, what I do then was I'll monitor how he switches on because it's just spark ignition. And thank God for technology. A lot of things can be done without, the explosions of before. So for me, as little as all those things, then even their stockings, even if they don't know how to wash, their stockings and their boxers, at least let them wash that. That was how I learned at a very young age how to wash. Because my mother had a restaurant. So we all used to. So my younger sister, Ruth was the first that knew how to cook soup before all of us, because we were in secondary school. She was still in primary school. So she used to tell my mommy, I want to cook. One day, my mother allowed her to actually cook food that she was selling, not even food that we're going to eat. And she saw that the ogbono soup, it was ogbono soup. It turned out really nice. So because of that, she now said, I can actually teach
all these
the
my
others
children
how to make it. And that was how we started cooking, for commercial consumption. So I think it's that fear that a lot of parents have, that would the child get it right? Would the child not get it right?
One of the problems I've had,
they end up shielding that child.
One of the problems I've had is the fact that those things are good. Everything you guys have said is good. But what I always noticed was a lot of Nigerian young people are still not independent. Some of them are well trained, but they don't have that confidence to go out into the world. Because I went to boarding house, and honestly, I think that helped me a whole lot. Because even till tomorrow, like when I have my bath in the house, anytime I have my bath, I leave water. My husband baths everything, he finishes everything, and I wonder, because in boarding house you dare not finish your bucket because you might use it tomorrow, because you have to bathe with a bowl of water, because that's how you learn how to manage. But somebody who lives in the house, there's a constant water, you just switch on and switch off, and just But growing up, as I grew up into an adult, it helped me to be, because even when I went to the US, when I started working, my brother said, you know what, phone bills, that's your responsibility. Pay phone bills. I knew I had to do that. But the average Nigerian young adult is still, mommy, daddy, give me. They don't have that confidence to go on to do that summer job. They don't have that independence. They still feel that mommy can or daddy can give me.
I've noticed that in this part of the world, children, especially women, stay at home till they get married. Yeah. So you never really have the chance to be independent, because you will be there from
even
there
you
go to your
Yes.
husband's house. So you are still dependent on your husband. So from your parents' house, you hardly hear of a woman going to rent a flat on her own.
So to me, it's not so much of how you train your child, because we can do the training, but it's more of the independence that we put in them, where as they're growing up, for example, kids now, maybe during the summer holidays, you make them do things. They do community service, they go out to help, just let them start having that innocence.
This world of kidnapping now,
that's the thing. There's still
community church events happen.
Like
you have church events.
Saying that in the world of
my pastor's wife, Pastor Sam, the last daughter, I know there was a time that they took her. She was working in the bookstore in Daystar. She was working there, and she was, even my friend's son. This holiday that just finished.
Mention his age.
Yeah, he's 10. And he was working in, she used to take him to Allen from Omole. She takes him to Allen to go, and he was working in a bookstore. She said that he was going to kill two birds with one stone. He'll be reading books while selling, books. So I think a lot of parents are, but however, I want to point out something. I noticed that YK is different. A lot of mothers that have just one child, sometimes they try to, because, this is the only egg that I have. So they try to, shield them. Because if you notice, when you grow up with stepmothers, you observe that those children, they grow they are very mature at a very young age.
Only child.
And that's why you are spoiled to tomorrow. Tokwe cannot go to the market. Do you understand? So I think for parents, it is just have that. Try to release those children from your mind. Like you said from your opening line, God has already released us. We too, we should learn to just let go of our children.
Sorry, my daughter, my ex-husband, when my daughter was born, he never for one day spoke baby language to my daughter.
You see.
He spoke everything clear English. And then, from there, he was, hey, baby, and I remember her using the potty because she was, when she was about 1, she was still wearing her nappy. I was trying to get her to use the potty. So we'll put the potty there. When I really use the potty, she'll just sit on it. She'll be looking at us. So we'll now sit down. We'll have meeting on her head. She will be around. She'll be listening. This girl, she doesn't want to use the potty. See how she's behaving. One day she just looked at us, eyed everybody, carried the potty, bam, and she just put
I have to take a clear.
That's so true.
Just before our guests come in, I want to say that I think that beyond what we teach, you have to model. A lot of things I've learned My mom didn't have to sit me down and tell me.
Yeah,
The ethics
observed.
of, it was seeing my mom always working. It was seeing us believing that you don't need to depend on anybody. You
Gotcha.
stand by yourself. And that for me was
that was
very
key.
important.
That's very
Yeah.
key. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring in a guest who's going to actually help educate us professionally how to actually help your children become more independent. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, joining us to discuss more on this topic is a life and family coach, Izefua Erabo. To give us your view, you can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can get your tweets, all right? All right. Hi, welcome to the show. You've been hearing all
Thank
we
you. Yeah, I've
about.
been listening. Very interesting.
Yes.
Quite
So,
interesting.
how do we get our children to be more independent?
I think you guys said a lot already.
I'm on the right track.
You said so much already, really, because I think it's practically parenting is, first of all, you as a parent, what you think is best for your child. And the issue of independence, from everything, just listening to you guys, the first thing I take is our beliefs form who we are.
Okay.
And right from when these children are babies, they start to form beliefs about who they are and what they are capable of. The issue of independence is about capability, and it comes from you believing that, first of all, I am capable. I'm capable of taking care of myself. I'm capable of making decisions, and my decisions can influence my life and influence the life of other people. I'm capable of even being responsible. That's a strong perception that we consciously should put in our children. So that's a perception of strong personal capability. And in creating an independent child, you just talked about baby talk. I think that's amazing. Even from the womb, your thoughts about them, these children tell you that they are ready. They actually, if you watch your kids, I have 3 kids, girls. I noticed with the first and second one, and the third is more independent because, of course, you learn from the first. Most of the time, we try with our first kids. And the first thing I noticed is, you notice when they start to walk, they're telling you, I want to do this. Even when they fall, they get up, they try. They already have this thing in them. I think it's what we do with them that either make them less independent or more independent, is what we do with them. You talked about your child trying to eat and all of that. And then a lot of times we don't want to mess up the place. So you are feeding them. But when you look at the long term as a parent and everything you do, you think long term.
No, I like the idea of capability. I think I'm going to hold on to that. Now, but the thing is that I have a child who, in school, for example, she's fantastic. When they're rehearsing for a stage play, she's fantastic. I mean, she's doing so well. On the day, she chickens out. Now, I try to encourage her to listen. You are able. You can do it. And she gets all that revved up to do it. And she gets there and she just starts crying. I'm like, how do that capability?
So you see the thing, it doesn't happen one day. It's every day. So a lot of times what we do as parents, we talk a lot, we advise a lot, we tell them you can. Now that's important, but much more than that, what we do and how we tell them that it can. For example, your child gets to a stage and tells you, you are giving them, I can give myself a bath. Our first reaction is, hold on, let me give you a bath, you will not wash yourself clean. That child gradually stands to form that belief that I cannot do this myself. So even when you now say to the child, you can't do it, you have acted that you can't do it.
I'm so in love with what you just said, because my children, when my sister came in and she saw that they were having their bath and said, how would they brush their teeth clean? I said, if I continue to brush it, the teeth will never be clean. You know, but you see, now for me, my son is so independent. He's been like that from baby. That now I'm trying so hard not to to slow him down, but at the same time, I also want to. How do I manage?
How do you slow him down? How do you slow him down?
Yeah, he's as far as I'm concerned, he's over. Yes.
Yeah, insecure.
But I think that well, I haven't had kids as in teenage kids and all of that. But I think that that's a challenge. You even notice that you have.
9.
We have a challenge with letting go.
He's 9 and he's very independent, you know, because I don't have to say, okay, this is what you need to do. You know, he's the one telling me, okay, this is the next level. I want to do this now. I want to do this now. And I'm wondering, okay, do I keep on, you know, allowing him, or is there a time where I need to draw a line and say, okay?
But the question I'll ask you back, the question I'll ask you is, when you look at him, he's 20 years old. What child do you see? So what do you want him to be? So in holding him back, are you going to prevent him from being that child, or in letting? Of course, whatever we do, there should be boundaries.
Okay.
We should set limits, but measure that limit setting against what you ultimately want him to be.
Interesting. Wisdom. Now, how late do you start this? Because now my child is 4 years old and I feel like I've already messed up.
No,
from what you've been saying, I'm like, because she wants to have a bath herself, I'm like, no, you want to wear your shoes herself? No, let me, because I want her to hurry up, we're going to church. Please, just...
Now, I think you nailed it. I think the stress of our daily living is one of the greatest challenges we have. We're getting ready for school. I need to help you dress up. Hurry up, so that you can be fast. We just need to get out. But I think that sometimes when we just slow down and say all the stresses, they actually pull this child back and down instead of raise this child up. I'm going to be late in school. Then public opinion, what people think. There was a particular Sunday, my daughter wore a beautiful dress and she picked up her trainers and said that's what she wants to wear to church. And my first reaction, what? Trainers? What people think? Mommy's allowing this girl on trainers. But you know, ultimately, I say, you know what would they think really?
That's
Another Sunday, she wore slippers. And I of course, whether I know this, you still fall. And I go, no, you can't wear. And her dad just said, is she going for a party? He was looking at her. She's a child, let her be. And the truth, she confidently walked into church with her dress and she thought she was beautiful. That belief is being formed. I can make decisions for myself. And that decision can, if they respect that decision, so I can respect that decision. But if we keep telling them, this is not good, another thing is we think for them. Instead of we tell what to do all the time. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. Instead of coaching them, let me use that word. Some people think it's spoiling, but if you look at it ultimately, it's questioning.
Okay, now the spoiling part is what I want to mention, because now if every time you say he wants to wear this shirt, he gets away with it. And that is what we're having in our generation now, where we have children that can...
That's why I said limits.
Speak to their...
Limited choices. Limited choices. For example, I know it's cold, and I know my daughter would tell me, Mommy, I want to wear this. I know what she would say. I want to wear a skirt. So I have options: skirt and a tights, or trouser. Choose one.
You have to pick.
So
but
as
you still
given her the choice. So she's beginning to think that I can think clearly, I can choose, and I can honor my choice, because that's what independence is. So go out there into the world and say, I want to do this thing, I'm capable of doing this thing, I can influence what happens in my life, I don't need to depend on you to make my life work.
I remember when my daughter was in university, you know, I took her to university, saw her through the first few days, not you know, when she was going into school.
Stay with her?
Yeah. In the end, she drove me out of her room. I hotel room. Mommy, you're disturbing me. I said, Larry. I was very pained, you know, but I got a hotel room. But I noticed that after she finished university, now she's been independent, she's been on her own
Amazing.
for 3 years, and I wanted her to come back to Nigeria, so I tricked her. I said, no, just come for a while. I done up her room, hoping that when she sees her room, she'll say, I'm not going back to suffer in England, though. She came after 1 month. Mommy, I want to go back. Go back to what? In the end, she's so worried. She says, Mommy, the more you leave me here, you're destroying my life. Because I'm not going to go and work. I can't even manage the traffic. And I said, you know what? If you go, you're on your own. You know, I tried to touch her. I said, you're on your own. Go. I will not. The only thing I will do for you is I will buy you a ticket. I will not pay your rent. I don't even have money for that. She says, I will go. Just buy the ticket. I will go. And that's, she hasn't looked back till today.
Oh,
wow.
Goodness. Wow.
I didn't pay her rent. I didn't pay her feeding. Nothing.
Let me take this
Shall
call
be
from
here
Pacha.
sheltered.
Hello? Alright, are you there?
Yes, I'm good.
Good morning, please go ahead.
Good morning. I love you, Missy.
Good morning. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, go ahead, please.
I think she just called to say she loves us.
Please, I want to ask about this independent situation, because we live in a country where, like we mentioned before you came on, said that ladies stay with their parents till they get married. Some men stay with their parents till they get married. Yes, at what point? Because we're talking about small children, but what about those that already have viewers that have?
I think the reason we're talking,
where do you draw?
The reason we're talking small children is that's where it begins. You know, a lot of times we want to start repairing our teens and young adults, but I think if you raise a child, if you start off, that child would even tell you, I want to go. And you would now, because this is now your lifestyle, letting go is easy. So really for the young adults, it's a repair thing.
So if you want to do the repair?
If you want to do the repair, then do it. Do it. At that time, you have to do it. The child needs to get out there. You have your fears, you're frightened, you're scared. But what's the worst that would happen?
He's in a 23-year-old.
What's the worst that would happen?
Okay, let me take Ibrahim. Let me take this call. Good morning, Ibrahim. Are you there? Ismail. Sorry, I do apologize. Ismail, are you there? Hello? I think we lost that call.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ismail. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'm there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you.
Hello.
You can hear.
They can't hear us. We can hear them.
Yeah, I can see the waving of the hands. I can see it. Good morning. Yes, I want to contribute to the program. Yes. Actually, I believe that parents should be able to watch their children right from the very young age, and then by the time they get to school, you discover that the way they behave in school might be slightly different from the way they behave in school or at home. So it is very imperative for parents to be able to align the two, areas, because the kind of people they link up or relate with in school will be different from the people they relate with at home.
Okay.
I have a child of 4 or 5 years old, very active, almost restless to some extent, but that restlessness, he uses it to actually learn what he's supposed to do from school. He comes up, he challenges everybody that he's supposed to do his homework, he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that. And I think at the point in time, I begin to ask myself, where exactly do I allow this child to know that you need to be a bit settled? All right, Ibrahim. And I think like the experts on child or family, he was saying, we need to take our time to allow these children to grow. But we should be able to align what they are doing in school from what they are doing at home.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim. Now, there's a trend of parents sending their kids to boarding house early. I'm even hearing that as
from primary school.
From primary school, because when I was growing, it was secondary school. Now I hear from primary school sending kids to. Does that help their independence, or is that?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about sending a 5-year-old to boarding school for several reasons. For several reasons, there's a period that a child life forms, 0 to 8.
Yes.
So the question is, who do you want to form this child?
Exactly.
So you have your own values that you want to this child to imbibe, you want to put into this child, but the teachers form the child, friends form the child, and they come with all their values, and at the end of the day, you're worried, look at what you're turning into. So ultimately, that particular age is when you ought to be the strongest influence in the life of your child. So you need to keep that child within.
My husband wanted to send my daughter at 5 to boarding house. I said, you have to kill me first. This child, have I told you that there's anything wrong with me? I can't. No. My child is staying with me. In fact, she never even went to boarding house until she got to university. But that's not even what I wanted to say. Another thing I've noticed in Africa, in Nigeria, I don't know about Africa, but Nigeria, we all tend to call our parents mommy, 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 daddy, 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 daddy. Because I remember when I was in my 20s, 30s, my 30s, my mom, she looked at her 3 children. What's wrong with all of you? Mommy, 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 mommy. Can't you call me mom?
Mommy, mommy, what's the difference?
There is a difference because mommy says when she met my father.
That one is relative now.
Listen, when she met my father at my house, mommy says, father, why you say mommy? Mom, can't you call your mommy mom? And never did. So here we that mommy and daddy.
Mommy and daddy is there, Jerry.
I think it's a matter of perception how you see it.
Kelechi, are you there? Oh, I'm sorry.
I think what Spike is trying to say is that it makes you sound like you are a
baby.
Toddler. You don't call it mommy.
Mommy. At 30, at 40, you still say mommy.
I still say mommy. I don't say my mommy's name as mommy me. Gabriel Abulime says, to teach independence, you show independence. Most parents do what they wouldn't let their children do. Soldier Mapapa says that, okay, no. Eti Remy says, my dad died young at 6. I learned to save, cook, barb, compete to be the best in sports and academics. Because that was...
Let me pause you there.
It made
because
my
I want you
widow
to touch
mom
on,
to smile.
I want you to touch on financing. How do you teach children how to start
Financial
saving, to become
independence.
financial independent? But let me take this call first. I think it's Yetunde, I believe. Hello? Fumi, I'm sorry.
Oh,
What's wrong with our phone lines today?
Please, in
Fumi, I'm
addition
sorry.
to teaching
Yes.
savings, like introducing money, value for money. Do you understand? Like,
How do you
at
do
what,
it?
yes, at
At
what
what
point do you
age?
start
Or
saying
how
that
do you guess?
this is your money, you can keep it?
I think from when the child begins to understand basic numbers, they should know what money is, they should know the currency, they should know, first of all, I think first of all is their mindset towards lack and plenty. That mindset.
Can they know that?
Absolutely. Now, I'll give you this scenario. You don't have, you're probably broke and things are not going on well with you. And you keep saying to your child, you know we don't have any money. You know we don't have anything. You know we don't have any money. There's a mindset you're creating in the mind of that child. The issue is, okay, for example, I go to the shops to buy things and my daughter says, Mommy, I want this one, buy this for me, and buy that for
don't
me.
take my children
And I
shopping
say,
at
no,
all.
I
Wait,
do.
stop it.
Buy this for me, buy this for me. And the first thing I say to her, we did not plan to buy that today. So
Instead
it's
of
not,
saying,
I don't have money.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, what do you want her to learn? Is it that you don't buy things because you don't have money? So when you do have the money, what do you do with the money?
everything.
You buy? Or, we didn't plan to buy this today. It's not, so I tell her, what do you want? Oh, Mommy, I must ice cream. I say, I didn't plan to buy ice cream today. It's not, but you're buying things, Mommy, when you have money, there's Mom, I didn't plan to buy that today. So
like that.
we could plan to buy that on Friday.
Oh, great. Let me take this call from Dami. Dami, are you there? Hello, Dami.
Yeah, good morning.
Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Please, I want to ask your professional, what's her name? Can I
Is
can't
there
remember.
for?
Is there for?
I'm
She's a family
24,
coach.
And can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Nod your head so she knows.
Okay, I'm 24, and then my mom believes that I should listen to everything she says, including her grandmother and my grandmother, including my uncles, and she doesn't believe that I should be independent. So I just want to seek your advice over it because it's really causing a very serious trouble right now, and I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should go back and apologize and then continue being a baby, or I should just stay on my own and then fight for myself.
Okay, drawing the line for
Let's have a
rebellion. No, that's what she's saying. That
Yeah,
how does
she
she draw the line that it doesn't look like rebellion
rebelling.
and independence?
I would say, first of all, you need to be very clear about what this is. Independence starts in your mind, your ability to think for yourself. And I can understand your challenge. If you can speak with your mom, not in a disrespectful manner, in a very respectful manner, let her know that let her understand what's going on with you, that what she's doing, you're not feeling capable enough to think for yourself. And that you need her to help you feel capable enough to think for yourself, to be able to think and respect the fact that whatever decisions you take would help you. Now, the decisions may not even work. You may do something and it would blunder and it will not work well, but it's okay to make mistakes. You're going to learn from it. That's what independence is. You do something and you make a mistake and you learn from it. So talk with your mom, and the truth is, even when she does not agree, I'm not going to say rebel, but sometimes you need to take that step and do something for her to trust you enough.
Exactly.
Okay, let me take Tolu. Tolu, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I also have the same issue with the first caller. I am 18 and I'm doing the active strike. I actually wanted to work and make money. But my mom was like, no, there's nothing like that. The money you make outside, you can give you in the house and all that. Even my 11-year-old brother can't wash his clothes or do anything. She always believes she has to do everything for her. And I'm not really comfortable with that. So how can I deal with this?
Yeah, a lot of parents just feel that it's just like this spoiling thing where let me take care of you.
I can do it better.
Yeah.
So I would say that at 18, it's a borderline. You're at that point where you're getting out to be an adult and do things for yourself. But at the same time, yes, you can't change what your mom is doing to you. You can force your mom to behave in a particular way. You can only control and influence your own life. So what I'll say to you is, are there ways that you can begin yourself to engage in ways that, yes, your mom may not be 100% supportive of it, but you can begin to do things so that she would see that, yes, you can. Help your mom trust you.
True.
I wanted to add to the financial this thing because somewhere someone was talking about how we introduce money to our children. That the first thing, a child is crying and you give the child money and you say, go and buy sweets or stop crying. That you're already forming a mindset that child, anytime the child sees money, is to go and buy is to go and buy sweet. Because I know that for my own children, you know, they always have, most times they say value for money. You are okay, mommy, I did a painting. Can I go and sell it so I can make some money? They're already having that mindset that for me to get money, I have to do something, work for it to earn the money. So I think for parents out there also, if you want to teach your children, you know, financial independence, let them understand that money would come as a result of value that they give.
Yes.
Not just saying.
So what about pocket money?
Let me take
Because
the call.
That is different.
Like I give my brother's kids. Do you have a call?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Dolapo, are you there?
Yeah, good
Good
morning.
morning. Please go ahead.
I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I actually want to talk about the issue of financing. Like, I have a daughter who will be 7 years next weekend. She already knows what she wants to do with any money that comes into her hand. And sometimes all she thinks about is buying what she wants to eat with it. And I usually tell her if she can keep the money in a piggy bank, like I used to do that for your socks, your school, anything that has to do with your education, and she complies. But I want to ask, should it continue like that, or should I allow her to, you know, once in a while spend the money on things she wants, not the things I want her to?
Okay.
Yeah, the question.
I think that there's a balance. Of course, money is about saving, and then at the end of the day, you have to spend. So she also needs to learn how to use that money, not just how to save it as well. How to save it, but how to use it. So something I saw one day, I walked into a particular restaurant with my kids, and a mother came in with her son. Instead of going to buy the thing to give to him, she gave him the money and said, go buy it. For me, I thought that was so profound. So he was able to go there and say, I want this, 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 and this, and I don't want this, this, and this. He would know, and then he had change. So he was looking at his mom, and his mom said, go. So he got the change, and he's able to say, this is this amount, this is what is left. And so they also need to learn that part of money, that when you spend money, this is what you get. You get change.
Yeah, that's about the pocket money.
So I was
So
going to ask about pocket money because, like, my brother's kids, when I'm coming to the studio and they are going to school, they always come and I give them 50 naira. Then there is the baby, she's 4. I give her 20 naira. And I said, what do you want to buy? And then she says they all have money, she needs her own too. So I give her 20 naira. And you know, I wonder to myself, am I spoiling them?
are you doing the right
Am I doing the right thing? Because they know what they're buying. They buy, I mean, so one of them is like my brother, he will save his money.
Biscuit now, sweet.
No, but I want to say that
He will not spend his money.
He will save
He
it.
will save it. He
You
will
see?
save till maybe he has like 200 naira.
he will not buy something.
And then they will seize the money. Somebody will seize his stepmother will seize the money from him. This money is too much. Advise me.
I think that if you're giving them money, are you teaching them about it? So just like every other thing, I think we should have teachable moments. We should have teachable moments. For example, you take your pocket money, what do you want to do with it? And teachable moment is not necessarily telling them. It's even asking them, what do you think you can do? Talk about it. What do you think you can do with
your
this
money,
money? What do you want to do? Like the other day, my daughter said, Mommy, I want to buy a pen. I want to go out and buy a pen. Initially, we were scared to let her go, but one day I came in and I saw her outside buying something. And I was shocked, like I was driving in, so I was okay. And I walked and I said, asked my husband, he said, I sent her, she wanted to buy a pen. She wants to buy a red pen. So you see, is still the letting go. So my heart, is she safe? Is she, but the picture was, I knew my husband was trying to create a mindset, go out there, spend this money. And she came back and they gave me change. They gave me change. So I think it's the teachable moment to use every opportunity. So while you're giving that to them, what are you teaching them
We need to
about
tweet
it?
it all. Oh my God.
there's so many
You have to
tweets.
close the show. Let's take about 4 each if we can.
Here, Charles Jason says teens should be given freedom as far as it doesn't endanger their lives. They need they also need orientation at that age. Yes. Shino says we did not plan to buy that today. Thanks for that great word. That's to you. Pearl says, we live in a climate where parents think they know what's best for you as their child. How should children cope with this? I think we've also answered that.
Paul says, Paul again says, parents should learn to work along with their kids, not commanding and controlling,
Absolutely,
rather guide
that's
towards
so.
in love.
Absolutely.
Blessed says, I personally don't agree with the fact that imposing child independence at an early stage is reasonable. If he said men especially tend to overprotect their female child and deprive them of their independence. Career Job says, your guest is brilliant, knows her stuff. Raising is the most important and difficult job ever. We all need education.
Charles Uche says parents should know their discourse when a child is around, as not to pollute a child's thought and mindset. You all look good. That's really
another thing
we
is underwear.
need to bring you back because we're
Yeah.
totally run out of time.
We need to do a part
because
two.
we need a part two because there's also the area of pedigree of parents.
Yeah.
Where you're coming from is different from where he's coming from. So how you what you've
How
been
do you now
exposed
drive
to,
the
how do you
balance?
now have a balance and transfer that to your child? It's such a
Yeah, it's a
serious
big
topic,
issue.
a big issue. We need to have talk about that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Are
for
you
having me
doctors?
here. No, actually, I'm a lawyer.
You're a lawyer. Because you're a family
But,
coach.
yeah, but I trained myself in family
coach.
coaching,
Fantastic.
life coaching, child
Great
psychology.
stuff, great stuff.
Positive
Thank you so much.
discipline.
I think we enjoyed your company. We'd like to have you again.
It was my
All
pleasure
right,
being
that's
here.
all we can take on the show. Don't forget to watch us, the repeat broadcast at 9 tonight. You can catch us on YouTube. You can watch us on 418. You can watch us on concerts and start times. We're all over the place. And please, also, you can check us on Facebook, TVC Connect. That's our family brand name. So you can look at all the stations. We have TVC International, TVC Nigeria, TVC Entertainment, Radio Continental, the whole works. You can find us on Facebook.
TV now. Have you said those?
Yeah, she said 418. Yeah.
Really?
We're on
I'll
concert
check
too,
that out.
and start times. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.